Alright, Dokkanners, welcome back to another Dokkan for Dummies. Today we'll be going over the Golden Week Rising Dragon Carnival. Yes, this is not just your standard yellow coin LR like we all believed, because every other year prior was. This year is the Rising Dragon Carnival. This spot is usually reserved for part 2 of Tanabata. It was LR Jiren, Omega Shenron, those guys. So for this LR, we have Physical, Kale, and Caulifla. This is a tag switch unit, meaning that there's going to be a ton of categories and a ton of different effects. Kale and Caulifla lead Universe 6, Ki plus 4, HP attack and defense plus 220%. A very niche category. So chances are you're not running them as the leader. If anything, you're probably running Hit as leader and they are just part of the rotation. So for this unit, you start off as Caulifla. So for Caulifla's passive, you have this rather small bundle of words. So Caulifla has Ki plus 6 and attack and defense plus 200%. She has an additional attack that has a 70% chance to be a super. She will dodge her first attack no matter what. Obviously, if they're dodge canceling, she's not going to dodge. And then that next hit, she has 20% damage reduction. After she dodges an attack, she gets an additional attack and defense plus 120%, an additional super, and damage reduction of 40% for 6 turns. And then for every attack performed, she gets Ki plus 2 to 6, and attack and defense plus 40% up to 120%. This could be reached as soon as the end of turn 1, because you have your base attack, then you have your additional from Caulifla's base passive. If she dodges, that's an additional super, and you're already there. If you get a hidden potential, that's just gravy. With 23 key spears obtained, Caulifla gets guaranteed dodge, meaning if she gets the entire field of orbs, she will dodge. And then starting from the 6th turn of battle, you can swap into Kale. She will also change the entire field into physical orbs. Now this is where you obviously want to grab them, so she's guaranteed dodging for that turn. It's a fairly simple kit. There's not too much going on. There's no restrictions, just a lot of dodging and additionals. Now in terms of her super attack, Caulifla has her 12 key, the Impulse Rush, is a strike 12 key. It raises attack and defense by 30% for 1 turn, causes colossal damage to the enemy, and raises chance of dodging and critting by 6% for the turn. Now you can see why they made her so additional heavy. For 18 key, the Crush Cannon is a Ki Blast super. It raises attack and defense by 50% for 1 turn, causes mega colossal damage to the enemy, and raises dodge chance by 26% for 3 turns. This means potentially on Caulifla's 2nd turn after doing her ultra, assuming you hit every proc, you will have a 70% chance to dodge. Because you have the 26% going in, you have another 26% after doing another ultra, and then you hit the base additional in her passive, the additional super for dodging, and then you hit the hidden potential system super. That will get you to 70%. And then Caulifla also has an active skill. Her active skill, Limit Break Blaster, can be activated on the 6th turn from the start of battle. This causes ultimate damage to the enemy and gives a buff to Universe 6 allies, giving them Ki plus 1 and attack and defense plus 16% in battle. Now, while this is a great boost to the team is Universe 6. And outside of Hit, there's no one good on Universe 6 yet. Now let's take a look at Caulifla's animations.
Super, huh? Well, I'm not letting you outshine
me! Not bad, not bad. Now, reversible exchange is very simple for this character. You can exchange into Kale on turn 6 from start of battle. Very simple, no conditions, just turn 6. Obviously not as fast as the 10th anniversary LRs, but no restrictions, so you get what you get. Now let's take a look at Kale's passive. So Kale's base effects, she has attack and defense plus 200%, she guards, and her first attack in the turn is a guaranteed crit. At 12 or more key, she gets an additional attack plus 100%. At 24 key or using the active skill, she gets an additional attack plus 200%. And then when receiving an attack, she has defense plus 66% for every key. With 6 or more key spears obtained, she gets 2 more supers. With the full field obtained, she would launch another 2 supers. So assuming you grab all the key spears, she will launch potentially 6 supers, guaranteed 5. Now as far as those super attack effects are concerned, we have her 12 key, the Blaster Bomb, a Key Blast Super that provides 50% attack for the turn, causes colossal damage to the enemy, and raises crit chance and dodge chance by 6% for the turn. Her 18 key, the Meteor Crush, which is a strike based super. It raises attack by 100% for the turn, causes mega colossal damage to the enemy, and raises crit chance by 26% for 3 turns. And then just like the 10th anniversary LRs, Kale has her own active skill. Her active skill, Kale Goes Berserk, can be activated upon entering her attacking turn. It causes ultimate damage to the enemy, provides key plus 6 and attack plus 40% in battle. Obviously a huge attack buff and a key buff, considering that Kale doesn't have key built into her part of her kit, but considering that the only thing Kale has is guard and the only thing that Caulifla has is damage reduction, you're going to be relying on dodge a lot for this character. Now let's take a look at Kale's animations, including the exchange.
Go, Kale! You don't need to hold back your power for my sake. Fight with everything you've got! You bet! Let's do this! We'll need help!
Is rising, overflowing!
I love the Broly reference, it's great. As far as Link's skills, we have Super Saiyan, which is attack plus 15%, Battlefield Diva, which is key plus 3 and dodge chance plus 5%, Warriors of Universe 6, which is key plus 2 and attack and defense plus 6%, Prepare for Battle, which is key plus 2 and attack and defense plus 5%, Tournament Power, which is key plus 3 and attack and defense plus 7%, Fierce Battle, which is attack plus 20%, and Legendary Power, which is attack plus 15% when performing supers. A somewhat niche link set, considering you have Battlefield Diva, Warriors of Universe 6, Tournament Power. But if we ever get like the Super Easy A for the AGL LR Kale Caulifla, or eventually an LR Caulifla, I'm sure it will be a fantastic linking partner. Keep in mind that the tech Kale and Caulifla do Easy A, or at least they should, in this celebration. So they might also be a great linking partner for this character, depending on how good they are. Now, as far as categories go, Kale and Caulifla are a tag switch unit, so they're going to be on a ton of categories. We have Universe 6, Epi Gals, Universe Survival Saga, Pure Saiyans, Full Power, Super Saiyan 2, Rapid Growth, Gifted Warriors, Mastered Evolution, Bond of Friendship, Power Beyond Super Saiyan, Tournament Participants, Super Bosses, Exploding Rage, Miraculous Awakening, and Uncontrollable Power. A ton of categories. They fit on both Hit and Blue Kaioken's 220%. They obviously lead their own 220%, and I'm sure there's a ton of niche categories that they also fit. Mastered Evolution, Gifted Warriors, Super Bosses is not that good. They fit on Gogeta's 220%. There's a ton of categories here that you can work with, which leads me into, should you summon? Sure, LR, Kale, and Caulifla are not overwhelming, but they're not terrible. They don't gap the game, but they don't suck. Kind of like LR PyCon, like they just do the role and they do it fairly well. They are more of a well-rounded character. They have more categories. So in my opinion, I can easily see people having fun with this unit and people hating on this unit. It really just depends on if this unit dodges for you and if this unit gets buffs to their team. Depending on how those factors go, they can either scale up tier list or scale down tier list. But in my opinion, I think you should summon because being a tag switch character, there are a ton of categories as we saw, and Dokkan likes to release category missions. Things like super bosses, things like gifted warriors, bond of friendship, these niche categories that haven't gotten LRs or usable units in a while. Like you can use them to help fill gaps. Will they be as effective? No, but they're better than some of the people they have out there now. Keep in mind, the next banner is a random, June Dokkanfest. With all that being said, thanks for watching. What do you think of the new tag switch Kale and Caulifla? Are you disappointed that it's not a fusion into Kefla? Let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe as well, and I will see you in the next video. Sayonara.